Three,
No.
2, 1, action.
With today technology, the internet has changed the way we live. We shop online, we study online, we search online, and we communicate online. But one thing we should not rely too much online. Buying or selling or valuation of our own property. People today tend to use Zillow as primary source to either look for a house or valuation of their own house when thinking of selling it. But do you know that most information on Zillow is incorrect and outdated? In addition to that, the Zestimate tool is terrible. It often gives the value way off the mark. The dangerous thing is it might be public belief that is real information, the real value of the properties. So to protect yourself, stop using Zillow. After bought Julia, another real estate search website in 2015, Zillow claimed that it has the most online visitor as a real estate buyer or sellers. It is true. Also, it claims that it has more listings than any other site, including Realtor.com. That statement is not true. It's wrong. It's incorrect. According to a lengthy study by BillZoom.com in 2015, Zillow have fewer listings than the Realtor.com in 42 out of 51 cities. In addition to that, the data quantity and quality in Zillow database are questionable, such as incorrect listing details, duplicate or expired listings. With my own experience as realtor, very often I've been asked by the buyer to show them the listing on Zillow that either expired or sold long time ago. You may ask any realtor out there, so they would say the same. Remember this, listings on Realtor.com are manually input by the realtors, while data on Zillow are from the third party and just based on the public record, which is considered less reliable source. As being said, it's clearly that Zillow has less listing with outdated and less reliable information. So as a buyer, you better not use Zillow. Just call a realtor, sit back and relax, and let the realtor do the job, do the work for you. It's not just that. The more dangerous thing is the Zestimate tool on Zillow. About 7 or 8 years ago, I still use Zestimate, but since I became the appraiser, I know that the Zestimate is something that we should never use or trust. I urge you guys not to use a Zestimate. It benefits us nothing, but just make everything harder for us. James Brice of the Indianapolis Star magazine wrote this: If you are doing Zillow wrong, it will drive your agent crazy. For example, a seller may demand to know why their property should sell for just $400,000 when Zillow have it for $450,000. Vice versa, if the property listed for $400,000, seller would have no offer. It is estimated for only $350,000. How Zestimate works anyway? Zestimate is just a software, a tool. It's not a real person. So it values houses just based on the square footage. It takes the average dollar amount per square footage in the whole zip code and then times for the square footage of the house to make the value for that house. That's very simple. There are problems, so very big problems. What about the location of judgment? We all know that in the same zip code, there are many different areas, so they have a different values. So then how about the condition of the house? the age of the house, the other features of the house like the curve of bill, the pool, the covered patio, the external obsolescence, and so on. If you are the seller and list your house at the lower estimated value, you lose money. If overestimated, your house would stay on the market forever. You lose your time and possibly a lot of money when you forced to reduce the listing price. Here is the sample. Last week, I myself did an appraisal for the property in Los Angeles at 631 North Van Dam Street. The estimated value is only $715,000. The appraised value which I did is $799,000. That is a huge difference in value. If that seller believes or trusts the estimate value, he would lose a lot of money. If you are the buyer, how about you are the buyer? You would never able to have a house if based on the low estimate value to make the offer. On the other hand, you would pay overpaid for overestimated value. Even Zillow knows that they give an unreliable value. They admitted that the national median error for the estimate too is about 8%, which is very high. Emily Heffer, a spokeswoman for Zillow, said, "We always tell people, if you really want to sell your house, talk to a real estate agent who knows about your area. We never been in your house." According to the article on Los Angeles Times in 2015, the error rate appears to be much higher than what Zillow admitted. Look at these error rates in these cities. It's about 20% for Manhattan, 13% for Brooklyn, 11.6% for San Francisco. In some rural counties in California, the error rate is high at 26%. Like Zillow, Redfine, another online real estate search website, admitted that whenever you want to know the value of your house, talk to the real estate agent. So what the purpose to use Zillow or the online real estate websites? They give us incorrect and outdated information. They give us less reliable information, and they give us less available listing. They give us the value way off the mark. So they should never be compared to the typical realtors, not even close. For our own benefit, when we're thinking of buying or selling or just a quick valuation of our own house, talk to a realtor, not Zillow. Thank you.